Welcome to Marantz Rantz, no advice on finance. Spin the wheel and take a chance. Get an NFT and a little education. The system got undertold, that knowledge is flotation. You wanna learn? Well, you came to right place. You're pumping AMC, might get slapped in the face. Get your due diligence, know who the villain is. Don't be a sheep when the shepherd's carnivorous. So come learn, laugh, and maybe you win big. And listen up, y'all, the wheel is not rigged. Everybody get a chance in the live chat. Kyoto spin wheel, you win just like that. Retail fight back and this retail winning. Y'all just wait, man, this is just the beginning. All fellow simians, GME group singing the truth. We just chillin', infinity pool swimming. So welcome to Marantz Rantz. A lot of knowledge but no advice on finance. Don't even need pants, you can tune in naked like Kenny the Mayo Man. Internet's most hated. Don't wanna lose your money, then it's time for you to listen. If you're ignorant, invest in AMC, a superstition. The stream about ready, they told us to don't dance. I do what I want. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. 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 Welcome to Marantz.
You know,
welcome to Marantz Rantz. Welcome to Marantz.
I agree. That might be the best theme song of all time. You know, whoop, there it is. I thought you knew. That's just me. That's just the way I live my life. Ever since I was like 10 years old when that song came out, I was out there dancing with my pops, just killing it. Back to you, though. Welcome back. Welcome back to the number one show on YouTube, the number one show for finance, the number one show for GameStop. Welcome back. Welcome back to Marantz Rantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I just want to say thank you again to all the sponsors and supporters of the show. You know who you are. It's been a great month. Yeah, we got through February. Now we're heading to March. And you know what's going to happen in March? It's not just March Madness. Oh, it is. We're not just dancing. Oh, they're going to the dance. You're damn right we are. If you don't know, that's the tournament. But we're going to the dance. GameStop. You guys notice it? It's about to happen at the end of the month. They're going to announce earnings, and then we'll see it all on the other side of the bridge. I tell you, though, I have been paying attention to the markets more than ever today. You know what's the biggest thing about people that watch this show, that watch you as an investor? They use the word risk. I named the show, it's called Risky Business. It's not that I was going to come out here in my dun-dun-duns and be like, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. No, you guys don't know what the hell I'm talking about? Maybe Stacks does. Don't let them here play at a tango. I'd rather have some blues and some funky old soul. I don't do karaoke, but I let you know. GameStop's gonna take your hoe. Doo-doo. Anyway, if they don't know what it is, this is why I was talking risky business. Anyway, I'm sliding in my socks right now. Rico status in a hotel room. Let me tell you guys about how great GameStop is versus the rest of this market. You know what it is, guys? There's opportunity and then there's risk, right? And the price you pay for it. This is what we call value investing. And the unfortunate part is people associate risk with taking a chance, i.e., the unknown. That's all it ever comes out to be. It's what is it worth? How much can you make? What am I getting back? What are you risking? Because the idea is that you don't know the outcome, the unknown. And you just might lose, right? Risk is one of those things where, oh, they're at risk, means it's random. What is this, a casino? Is that what we're doing? What, am I funny to you? And do I make you laugh? Am I a clown? No, none of the above. I know, two different movies. Don't worry, Casino and Goodfellas. I don't know. Go get your shine box. Listen, when you've been watching markets as long as I have, and you go to somewhere like Reddit, and it might even be Wall Street Bets, or it might be Superstonk, or it just might be your own personal thoughts to yourself, just realize that the risk is minimal. Why is the risk minimal? Because it's not at random. It's not that we're paying X amount of dollars for a reward that might be more. The risk versus reward type scenario. That's not what we're dealing with here with GameStop. This is being an informed investor, putting money up to invest where the risk is none. I say it out loud to you guys, but it's like you guys listen to some people that try to give you like this influence or try to project in and say, well, it might collapse. But where price meets opportunity, that is GameStop. Where price meets opportunity means that the risk is not there. That's Ryan Cohen. He doesn't do a deal. He doesn't do a product. He does nothing of margin if it's not going to hit to the bottom line on the positive side. They haven't lost $1 since he's been named the CEO of GameStop. They make a profit, they don't have cash burn, and they just accumulate, and they become more efficient, proficient, all the above. Efficient, proficient, Somebody correct me here. I'm not really good at this. You know what happens in Wall Street? I've been reading everybody's text and info, and there's this one upper mentality. I don't know if you guys ever hear this one upper mentality. It happens to me all the time. It's like, oh, you did that? You go, I once ran a half marathon, and then they come behind you and they go, oh yeah, I once ran a whole marathon. Okay. That doesn't change the fact that I once ran a half marathon. That's where we were at. Having a whole conversation. Man, back in the day, I used to just hit nothing but fives. We're sorry about that. We really are, Korax. We're sorry. Everyone else goes, yeah, Tony De Niro comes and goes, I hit a whole bunch of sevens, but it was a bunch of dudes. It's cool. It's what I like. It's okay. What am I saying? To each his own. The risk reward. I don't know. Never mind that whole analogy there. It was more about possibility versus the actuality. No, here's where I'm coming with this all. Let me go ahead and rewind it all back for you. When somebody comes to you and puts in front of you the idea of risk, okay? Remember, you associate risk with uneducated, unknown, random. That's risk. So when someone says, wow, that's a risky bet, or that's a risky investment, or all the above, that's not what GameStop is. The reason I tell you this is because when you invest with this company and you get your information here, it's not risk laden. No, it's not laden. That's not that way. It's when you go to Wall Street Bets and everyone's willing to post loss porn and everyone's willing to put in there how much they lost in investment. That's the problem, because that's where the risk is. You guys ever want to go to casino? It's over there. Over here is where we actually work for our money. We work hard for our money. We put it in and we say, you know what? Ryan's working for us. We hired Ryan. You guys been watching AI lately? Isn't that a risk? The unknown, the variable not named could be what profit, margin, turnaround. You tell me what's happening over there and I'll show you a bag full of lies. It's been tough. Some people are still playing in the dirt. Some are not. Some people are increasingly doing more. Some are not. But just know that when you hang out here, we're not a room full of thrill seekers. Not at all. Those people that need the thrill, that need the chase, the people that buy options, that run it that way, that's a whole different room. And they're not invited here. Until you change your mindset and you're ready to come here, repent for your sins. Ask for forgiveness. Until you're ready to do all of that, you can't join this cult that is Team 51. And to the guy who said in the chat earlier, when GameStop reaches $100 a share, I'm getting a tattoo of Team 51. Shame on you. Shame on you. I didn't know it took an outcome for you to believe in what it is. I did it. Hey, I just want to let you guys know, all you imposters, I got a Team 51 tattoo at $20. Damn right. I got a GameStop tattoo at $15. Where were you? My boy will tell you exactly what it was. Ray, inking all day. He'll tell you exactly what it is. I don't give a shit what you want to put on my body. It's what I'm doing. Hey, as long as there's Raider fans on this planet that are putting Raider skulls and helmets, I got no problem putting GameStop on my body. Hell no, those guys are idiots. They haven't won shit. Can you believe these people? You tell them. You tell them. So what you saying, Todd? I don't know what Todd's saying. Todd's saying hello. Todd's my guy. Look at Frank. What's up, Frank? Frank's ready to get a Team 51 tattoo right now. Frank's it. Everybody's it. I appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, and don't mind the first song. The first song of the night was I'm Ready by Kano. I'm ready, I'm ready. Yes, I am. It literally is a song I sing to myself as I'm going to work. But I'm not talking about work when I say I'm ready to expose a plan. That's all it is. Private equity. You know who you are. Hey, private equity, how we doing? How we doing, little buddies? You guys begging for a chance? You guys don't want me to release the book? You guys want me to release the Kraken? You want me to get it out to everybody? Don't worry, I'm going. Somebody told me today Michael Burry will talk to me if I pay for the Substack and talk to him in there. I guess he's very active in his Substack. But if you put out comments or questions, he answers on the Substack. Well, I'm not going to pay $50 a month. I'm just not going to do it. But I am going to tell him when I see him. Send a message. I want to send him my book. I want to send him my book, and I want him to read it because I think he'll forever be educated on an angle that no one's talking about. The talk and the angle of Connect the Dots, the book that we sold. Hey, guys, sold 3 copies in my sleep last night. Awesome. We've sold 171 copies. Does that mean anything? It does. 171 people that learn more about finance by reading the book. Shout out to Dynamite_41. But the truth is this. There was a deal on the table yesterday. If you guys are not aware of what's being announced and what's going around in the circles of D.C., of the White House, of this administration, there was a deal for Netflix via Warner Brothers and Discovery. And Netflix backed out of the deal. They fell out after talking with Donald Trump. Donald Trump jumped in and got the deal done for Ellison, his buddy, Larry Ellison, and his son, David Ellison. They went ahead and got this deal done. And the deal is for Warner Bros. Discovery to be sold to Paramount. So it's really easy to get president's influence to come down and say, hey, Netflix, here's what we're going to do. Get out of the way. That's our administration interfering with actual capitalism. That's a problem. Additionally, when I see what they're doing moving forward with private equity and their investments, I think it's all a risk on, risk off type deal. And I'll explain. They need somewhere to park new dollars. They need a new deal to be made so that people can extend and pretend this is what they do. So just know what's happening in the background of it all if you're paying attention. OpenAI raised $110 billion. Are you guys listening to me right now? They raised $110 billion on a valuation of 730. Does that mean that it's really that big of a deal? It's 1/7. It's around 15%. So is it a big deal what they raised? Not necessarily. It just seems like you're leveraging your company now. Now you're leveraging your company for a check that you can write later, but it's coming from Amazon. And Microsoft didn't increase their actual expenses into OpenAI. And NVIDIA knocked it all the way down from $100 billion to $30 billion. So they went down 70%. Pay attention. The commitments that are coming to OpenAI are not being fulfilled. Maybe someone's going to miss the boat on this one. Just maybe. Or Marantz is completely wrong. I'll speak in third person there. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Saw a lot of people realizing that the market is sparking up for them. I don't know if you guys know this, but the market's, as far as housing goes, inventory, housing, there's more inventory than there's ever been in the last 4 years. And it's happening right now at 5.98%. You guys should be worried about that. Because 90% of America, 92% of America is actually below 4%. So what is really happening? People are looking for cash, and they're looking for cash for whatever reason. That's just the feeling. And what does that feeling do for you? It sends you that recession vibe, that 08, 09 vibe. I'm just telling you what it does for me. Okay? Now, forward guidance for AI companies after getting these commitments pulled back is a little shaky. It's really not there. Maybe people are going to stop spending money. But we've talked about that. We're going to show a chart for GameStop and what they have moving forward. But other than that, this whole week was just a play on you as far as how do you feel about Trump's move as far as tariffs go and going against them. How do you feel about AI announcing earnings and people going, oh, they're not that great, or maybe they're too good to be true, that type of style. There's just a lot of things that are being said without being said. And why? What are we setting up for? For March. We're setting up for March because now is the time that GameStop is going to announce their greatness. Is it going to happen? Who knows? I think it's going to happen. But if it doesn't happen, we still stay right where we're at and we keep pushing out. But there's a reason why that stock's not going down, and I'll show it to you, and maybe you guys believe it. You can ask the questions. I'll answer the questions. Not a problem. But if you did not hear the Department of Defense report, it said that all the AI platforms, and this comes from the Pentagon, Anthropic, all of it, ChatGPT, all the language models, I don't care what they are, the LLMs, they're not going to produce what they have been producing because people are backing out on their contracts themselves. Okay, the Pentagon and Anthropic didn't come to an agreement. There was like a $200 billion agreement on the table, and they couldn't do it. So everyone's in on the same path. I'll give you another path. Do you guys remember the guy who actually ran Twitter named Jack Dorsey? I don't know if you guys remember who he is. He's CEO of Block. And Block went ahead and laid off 4,000 people, 40% of their people, the personnel, they laid off. To go out there and just lay off 6,000 people, that's a massive number. But it was the reason why they said they laid them off. Jack Dorsey came out and said they laid off all the employees because AI is taking their jobs. I don't know what world these guys live in, but to say AI is taking jobs, wouldn't you want an employee to work just as much with AI, and then that would increase what you do? If you're solely reliant on AI and the functionality of it, maybe I'm missing something, but they make a lot of mistakes. AI is like a computer gone rogue. So many mistakes, and you got to go in there and fix it. You got to double check what they wrote. Like if you have a unisex name, they'll call you he said, she said. That's already wrong. The singular like ownership of things, I've heard it 10 times. You got to announce who you are while you're talking, when you're talking. People are taking AI notes saying, my name is Marantz. Marantz said, and then you got to say all these words. It's the only way AI is tracking you. I'm telling you, it's not good. It's not going good for anybody who's paying attention. So the alert for social media, if you didn't know, I told you guys that they were under a lawsuit from California about everyone's being addicted to it. Good luck on that one. People are addicted to a lot of things, and I don't think you can go around suing them. I don't know if this is going to set a new standard for the market when you see small claims or large claims or however it may be. But for me, no. See, I like what Burger King's doing. I don't know if you guys know what Burger King's doing with AI. Burger King is tracking the customer's experience and their own employees' verbiage with AI. So they're recording the conversations. Are they saying thank you and please and all of those recognizable words? That is exactly what Burger King's doing. That's a training tool. That's good. That's what you want to use. These are the things you want to do with AI. You don't want, like with Carl's Jr. right now, and I commend him, I do, and that would be Hardee's on the East Coast. You could drive up and it's an AI person at the window and they're talking to you and they're like, hi, you are now talking with our AI, blah, blah, blah. We are still learning. Please teach us what you want. And you know what? They're actually pretty damn good. From a year and a half ago, it was terrible. It got better and better and better. And that's okay. But guess what happens when they can't understand you? A lady comes over the microphone and says, okay, what did you need? Because we didn't understand that. That's how you should be using AI, to enhance what you already do, not to completely alienate your company and your identity from it. Talking about alienating and an identity being, deleted, I'm going to go with your boy, Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton is saying that he knows nothing about Epstein, nothing about the files, and he never saw anything undone or anything. I believe you, Billy. I believe you, but the truth is, for me, is that when you said, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, he then stated to say, I didn't know fellatio was sexual relations. I thought intercourse was only the thing. So, okay, good. You want to be a lawyer and you want to get it pinpointed. You want to get it right. Okay, so you're saying you weren't aware of Jeffrey Epstein's events and escapades and you never noticed anything. Remember when I told you guys, I want the truth. Okay, I'm a truth seeker. But remember what I'm asking you for. 3 different things, 3 different ways. I want the truth. I want the whole truth. And I want nothing but the truth. Those are 3 different things. No one ever explains that to people. But I think people need to sit down with Bill Clinton and go, I want the truth. I want the whole truth, not what you omit. And I want nothing but the truth, nothing you embellish on and or neglect. Those things we should be happy for. But the Ides of March, I'm absolutely aware of them. Okay, and I'm just letting you guys know now. So Monica was Jewish, just saying. Bro, I'm just saying she was beautiful. She was gorgeous. Monica Lewinsky is like one of my all-time faves, bro. Just like AOC. In the place to be. You guys know about AOC? I'm surprised nobody even knows who AOC is. I was like, man, AOC said something about World of Warcraft this week on Twitter. It was awesome. She said, why does this guy always speak like an NPC on World of Warcraft? I was like, hold up. You know about World of Warcraft? AOC, talk dirty to me. I knew they were not going to get anything on Bill Clinton. Of course not. Of course not. What the hell? We would have had it by now. It's been 30 years. There's just, how many people have died? How many people have died around the Clintons that would have known what's going on? And, it's always scary. But reconnect the dots and then maybe you have a whole new view on the world, because I do. But the book's there. It's in the description of the video. We have them all out there and people are buying them, so I appreciate you guys for that. But your wife, Marantz, but your wife. What about my wife? What'd I say? I don't remember what I said. But what about her, though? I say a lot of things, bro. I can't remember them all. All right, let's go check out the stocks. Let's go check out the portfolio. We're getting there right now. So here we go. This is going to be the chart itself. This is GameStop's chart. Yes, holding true to the trend. That's what GameStop is doing. The trend is your friend. You know, if you even go like this, I'm just curious. Does this even work? Watch this. Oh, my God. Do you see that? Am I the only one? That's going to work from way down there? I don't know. It could be anywhere, right? Maybe like right around there. No, right around. So that one. Oh, man, watch this. Go back here. And I think it already worked this way, right? We're there. You want to use that as the bottom. Watch this, guys. Baby, baby, you're my sun and moon. You're everything between. No matter what you say, girl, you're my dream, girl. You make flowers bloom. Right there. Bro, if I went way out here, that's a hell of a line right there. That's a hard line to hold. But I'm down. I'm down to hold it. Something like that. We'll see. I just know I feel good about the stock coming out next week. We had a hell of a week, guys. We finished out 24.05 towards the upside, towards the green side. All week it was a good fight. All week it was a good fight. The day was a good day. We had a high of 24.22 after the low of 23.70. Just so we're very clear, guys, it's not even 50 cents in between. 48 cents peak to trough on the actual volume itself and price action. My position in GameStop updated as of tonight. This is my position. My position is at 2,485 shares for a total valuation of $59,717.80. That is my cash position into GameStop. I am up from the 58,728 that I put in. I am up $989.40. I am up 1.6% after 5 years of investing. Somebody go, woo! Yes, that is the international solo man's excitement. That's it, man. I'm the common sense investor, and I'm just doing my best. I promise you, do not watch my show for financial advice. Don't follow me for anything that you're going to not believe yourself. Good luck to you doing your own due diligence, because I only have about $1,000 to show of profit over the last 5 years. Albeit I had $58,720 to put in. I must be terrible at finances. I must be a loser. I must be broke. I must not be successful in life, but I managed to put away some lunch money of around almost $60,000. That just happened. I know. But I live in, a modest home in a modest area of the country, and I do okay with my 5 children and my wife, and it's a solo income household, just one guy holding up the household. How does this even happen? The guy's not successful. He's terrible at what he does, yet he still takes his wife out every weekend. He still provides for the family, and he still shows up every night here. I wonder how he does it. He doesn't work hard enough. Yeah, he's just a janitor. Anyway, cost average of 23.63, looking good. I did see GameStop doing a new power pack. They're selling Buck Bunnies packs. People are buying them. I didn't get to see the value. I wasn't going to bring it up because I'm not in that world right now. I'm in World of Warcraft. You guys know me, but I'm actually in clean up the house mode right now. You were saying something about Monica Lewinsky. That's why. It's okay. It's okay. Wifey knows bro. Britney Spears. Shame on my wife. Look at this. I'm a Britney fan, okay? I grew up, Britney Spears was my crush. And she was in Sometimes. I don't know if you guys ever seen the video Sometimes. Absolutely beautiful. We were the same age, Britney and I, back when we were 16. Looking great. We were doing our thing. And then my wife, she tries to throw me off because I say J-Lo's very attractive at 53, whatever the hell old she is, at 83. My wife throws me off because she sends me videos of Britney now. And I'm like, yo, mama, what you trying to do to me? She's like, oh, I just want you to see what you could have married, what you would have got. Holy shit. Britney, and I think she was like dancing in the kitchen with some knives or something. It was absolutely getting a nice pile, Marantz. Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. She 56? Damn. How's that teetotal going, Marantz? I don't know what that means, teetotal. I don't know what that means. I will share something with you guys right now. Brittany is all messed up now, so sorry what she's going through. I'm not sorry for what she's going through. How am I going to feel sorry for people that are sitting on $800 million or whatever the hell it is? It was something like where she makes $800,000 a month and she doesn't manage her own finances, right? And I was like, okay, I get all that. Like these kids were brought up and they were tortured, and I don't feel good about that. But they're 40-something years old right now, and if you have enough money to eat dinner and go to bed comfy, then I'm not feeling sorry for you. That's life. For the people that are hurting and they need a handout, I will gladly give away every dollar I don't have. That's just it. Give the shirt off my back for everybody. So, speaking of giving the shirt off my back, it's really wild for me is I decided to put out an olive branch to a rather well-known guy in our community. Nobody knows him. I offered Data Zero a follow-up interview after the last 3 years have passed. If you guys don't know, Data Zero is a YouTuber that no one watches, but he was a kid who's hyped up on the fact that he had more subscribers than me, that he had more viewers than me. That was his whole thing. And he was invested into AMC, and he believes in AMC. And he talks shit about GameStop. This is 3 years ago. He still, to this day, promotes AMC. I just want to put that out there. It's absolutely crazy. They're down 99%, by the way. Diluted their whole float from the equivalent 500 million shares. They're all the way over, 500 billion to 10 billion, the equivalent shares, the amount of shares. They've diluted their float like 20x. They're a failed company. They're trading right now at $1.13 or less, and the equivalent of the 10-to-1 reverse stock split. They're down to 11 cents a share, from $71 to 11 cents a share. Listen to that number. But this guy promotes it every night. So I said to him in a DM, I said, hey, if you ever want to come get interviewed again, I really want to touch on you and your story. Pause. I really want to touch on you. I really want to do the interview. So what's the tattoo on your right arm? Tattoo on my right arm. I have an infinity symbol on my right arm. That's what I have. And I had a girl's name on it, and I got it covered up. That was my high school sweetheart. So easy times. But now I'm a grown ass man, and it's just a piece of crap on my arm. That's all it is. It almost resembles a Raider tattoo. So that would be the equivalent. But on my left arm, it's Team 51. It's GameStop. It's everything I need it to be. But enough about me. What about you? Why am I the only guy out here living life? There we go. Got a super chat. $5. Arlo. End of the month super chat. I am so thankful. $5. It says you are number one. Bro, I'm thankful for that $5. On that note, I'm going to be leaving the chat now. I've got to cut the grass, wash off the patio, clean up the house. We have everyone coming over tomorrow, and it wasn't my idea. This is life. When am I going to hit level 70? Can you guys understand something? You know when you play video games? You guys video game guys? I know you guys are investors into a video game company, but do you play video games? So like there's a cap level, like when you level up through the whole world. So that final level that you're getting there, all the XP, you're keeping track of your XP, because by the time you hit level, whatever it is, you're no longer leveling. Now you can play the game and do all the other parts of it, but you're leveling. So I am officially at my final level in World of Warcraft. This is it. I'm playing the Burning Crusade Anniversary Edition, and I'm at the final. I'm level 69, and I have like 4 experience bars in, 5 bars in. I need 15 more to go, and that's it, babe. Now then I can go and play the game. But I've been rushing to get here. It took me a month to go from level 1, absolute level 1. I didn't boost my character or anything, all the way to where I am today. It took me about a month, yeah, because it came out in February something, the BC portion, so February 5th or something. So it took me a month, yeah, give or take, we're there. But I'm so close to level 70, so wifey better know that I'm staying up till midnight to get this damn thing. Oh my God, Spadekin, $50. My God, wait, don't leave. Oh, shit. Spadekin's out here making me a cheap date, you know? All right, Spadekin, I'm gonna talk it out with you. We're going to talk this out, Spadekin. This guy just bought me for an hour, guys. You can't even afford me. $50 an hour can't even afford me, but that affords me tonight with you guys, so we're good. I want to talk to you guys about overall mindset when I say risky business and risk. You know, the ideas that we've had since the beginning that we started investing. One, we came in here with this idea and mindset that this was a good investment for a short squeeze and that the turnaround story would happen, but it's not going to happen overnight. It's a very long ride, buckle in, ready to go. We found out early on that the executives that were a part of GameStop were not willing to ride it out the whole way. That being Jenna Owens, Mike Recupio, and then Matthew Furlong. It wasn't going to happen that way. So with Ryan Cohen coming in and eliminating some roles and then, getting the board really tight, he said, okay, here's my board of directors. Then they agreed to go all in, and they went all in with their energy, with their cash, and they've been walking ever since. But your mindset has changed, or your outlook on the investment has changed, and everyone's fallen off. And everyone's kind of basically wrote you off and said, this is not what it really is. Like, you keep moving the field goal posts. You keep changing your story. I'm like, I'm not changing my story. My story is I'm invested with GameStop. I support GameStop, and this is my one investment that I care about over anything else in this world. That's it. That's been my story. Now, how I go about it, or what I focus on, or what I choose to, study on, that's my prerogative. But the narrative hasn't changed. Everyone can stand here and tell you that I have been all in on GameStop and not about AMC, not about Bed Bath & Beyond, or any other investment that's come my way, because people are triggered by money. This happens all the time. You'll see people go look for new jobs because they're going to make more money, and that's all they ever talk about is, how can I make more money? How can I get more money? Oh, yeah, well, what's your return? Well, let me see your portfolio. Show me how much you're up. Oh, show me your commission check. Show me how much you make. Ooh, show me how much you made last year. I want to know your taxes. Oh, what kind of car do you drive? What kind of house do you have? See, all these people are pocket watching, and I don't do any of that. I could work for a company and be the number one man at the company, the top of the mountain, and if I wasn't the highest paid, it wouldn't matter to me. I'm not there for the dollars. I'm there for the experience and the fact that I get to teach people around me what I know. I'm sharing the knowledge for free or at an extreme discount. It's not that I don't value myself. I'm not going to concern myself with how much I'm not making. It's not the way I operate. The way I operate is two things happen for me. One, you have to be consistent with your investments, with your attitude, with your presence and how you show up. Everything, you have to be consistent. The other part you have to do is become undeniable. That's in every facet. You want a promotion at work? Become undeniable. You want to get recognized, or you want a girl to like you? Become undeniable. Do all the things that no one else will do, and or have extreme follow-up, and then, of course, be consistent. Right? Core messaging, all the KPIs, all that. And here's how it works, though, guys, for everybody. When you become undeniable at something, then people will believe in you. Then people will give you what you're worth. Then they'll understand what you bring to the table and what it is. This channel's no different. You know what I learned the first time I got here and I was talking on YouTube? I'll never forget it because Pi-Fi did it. Pi-Fi was, he's a YouTuber. He's probably still around, but he's not nearly as active, or people don't watch him as much because everybody lost their investment by watching him. But Pi-Fi came on, and then somebody went in there and said, hey, man, have you seen that guy Marantz Rantz? And this is like when I first started. And he goes, oh, yeah, saw him. Yeah, can't really watch him. He doesn't know anything. He can't teach me anything. It's not somebody I would watch or recommend because he can't teach me anything. And I thought that was an eye-opening moment for me, because one, I was like a paid gun. I was a hired gun in a way, where all I was this ranter. I come in, I do impressions, I rant, but there's no substance behind it, because you can get motivated, but you're not going to get educated, right? So when I started changing up my lingo and I started saying, you know what? I want to teach this to myself first. I want to learn it so that I can't be talked about in that way. Somebody can't say, well, he doesn't know it. And then you go, no. I say, okay, there's a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice, right? A little bit of motivation, and welcome back to Marantz Rantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth. I started thinking to myself, like, okay, I'll give you a little bit of motivation. I'll still do it. I'll still be comical. I'll still do that part. But what about the education? What about teaching? What can I do? And then I went back and I drew it all back. I said, okay, wait a minute. What do I know? Well, I know balance sheets because I do them for a living. And I knew about valuation, how I wanted to talk about it, and how I wanted to give a spotlight to GameStop. I stumbled onto private equity, which a lot of people already know in this space, but they didn't think to go on the outside looking in. But this is the part about being a leader in the world or a boss at work. You value the opinions of others, certainly outside of the industry, because they have a different viewpoint, different vantage point, and their POV might be something that no one's ever seen. So me coming from the outside, I have extreme experience in investigations. So I don't look at things on surface value. I don't look on things that which you tell me. I look on things that I can see that connect a certain way that it triggers me. I'm like, wait a minute. Now I know why they did that, because so-and-so used to be the roommate for this person. That person reacted this way. And then, oh yeah, and his favorite pizza is this. Like you start learning things about people and things, whatever they experience. So when I got to connect the dots and I was able to say, you know what? That's why they're going bankrupt. They're going bankrupt not because Mark Trenton is a point and is a trigger for Ryan Cohen. No, that was pushed out by where was that pushed out? Who said that? Oh, that was on Reddit? Okay. Wait a minute. Everything comes from Reddit? Everything comes from Reddit as a suggestion to talk about. That I have a problem with that because no one shows their identity on Reddit. You're not people. So when I saw Richard Newton taking, P's and Q's from Reddit where he's reading a Reddit post, and then I saw the other guy, Ape Andy, doing it. I saw who was the other guy? I can't remember his name right now. He was a guy who used to read all the time, and he was just Andrew No Money. They used to just read Reddit posts, and I was like, man, that's like how people read it, and then they say all GameStop employees are disgruntled and they hate their job. Like you're not allowed to say that. Do you know all employees? What do you have? You have a post on Reddit from who? You don't even know if that is an employee. They just say they are. It's like there's all these things that I had to investigate and think about from a different view to get you the outcome that you see today. The only reason why we're extremely convinced and why we don't have that risk factor built inside of us, because remember what I told you what's associated with risk? The unknown. Not knowing is risky. Not knowing when they're going to sell, when they're going to get valuation, when they're going to pair up, when they're going to grow, how they're going to deploy their cash. That's a risk for a lot of people. But when you separate the risk from what you're actually getting, value, you're getting value for those dollars. It's no longer a risk because it's known they're profitable. It's known they have cash. It's known Ryan Cohen's doing the right thing for you. All these things, it's known they're one click away from being in the S&P 500. There's so many, all the prerequisites for the S&P are already met except for market cap. What happens? That whole float gets approved. That whole float goes into the money, and you have warrants in the money. You have all the bonds in the money. You have Ryan in the money. Sorry. So you have all these people in the money, and you, in turn, go into the money. There's this guy a couple years ago, came with this idea of slow money. Came with this idea of just invest in the ETFs. It's safe, and this is the most common way, the broadest way to make a profit, because you can't lose. The whole idea of an ETF and a weighted ETF, right? Just so you guys are aware of like how allotments work. The impact that they have on the said ETF and index fund is minimal if they crash. One company can't take a whole index. One company can't take a whole sector. One company can't take your whole portfolio if you're on ETFs. Okay, that's the narrative. Let me ask you, would you guys agree that one company today can? And I'm not talking GameStop. I'm talking about one company that can take down the whole market, that can take down your whole ETF, that can take down your whole portfolio. That's risk. When one company can have a direct impact over your ETF, over your index fund, over your whole portfolio to the negative, You have to remind yourself of this one thing. And this is what I want to educate everyone on. This is why I'm sitting up in my chair and I get excited because Spadikin said, you know what, Marantz? Don't stop the show. Keep it going. Well, now here's how it works. Let's talk this out, Spadikin. Think about this. Who made money in the dot-com era? Who made money in the 07-09 era? Who made money in COVID? Anyone who shorted the market. Everyone who bet the short. It's never anybody who bet the long. Everybody who bought the long got kneecapped. They got their heads cut off. Figuratively and literally. And why? Because they were betting on something that everyone thought was forever, inevitable. And what are we telling you? When you make a bet based off of risk, then you should go in there with caution because there is an unknown factor. Why are we being talked to? Why are there hate channels for us? When everyone who's ever said, index fund, ETF, all this, wouldn't you be nervous that one company can have a down round and your whole portfolio gets blown up? I'm trying to teach you guys this shit, man. Because all the information I ever learned over these last 5 years, I can't take it to the grave with me. I refuse. And I'm not going to charge for it. It's not behind a paywall. It's behind your wall. Your own personal wall. Are you going to show up every day? Are you going to hit like and subscribe? Are you going to put a thumbs up? Are you going to get educated? Because I'm as transparent as can be. I just have a rare gift. My gift is I can memorize things and say them right back to you the way I feel they need to be said. I feel bad for people that believe that you need to pay for education on Wall Street. The biggest psyop going on in the market is that you need to pay some guys in New York for your trades and for your investment advice. You got to pay them 2% to manage your funds. You don't need to. It's pretty simple. You see something, you agree with the way it's going, and you find out whether or not it's leveraged or it's going to be or how they actually do their business. If it's mark to market, then just know the time will come. The time will come where the ink dries and the paper you have is only as good as what it's worth. What's paper worth? Envoy says, Marantz, can I speak to you in private? You guys have that joke going on for the rest of my life. I know it. If you guys don't know, that's a joke. But John Paulson made the most money from the 2008 crash with his hedge fund, Paulson and Company. Paulson and Company is also the largest institutional holder of the recent transaction that happened for America. America bought in on some metals company, and who was already the largest institutional investor? John Paulson. The Trump administration does a lot for private equity, locks them in, helps them out, gets people to raid their 401ks, put it into private equity so they can extend and pretend on their leverage and on their redemptions. Think about what is happening for America. Oh, America's thriving. The economy's thriving. Oh, look at this economy. It's all bullshit, though. Biggest piece of shit move ever. Hey, I love Americans. I respect Americans. I respect the military. All the above, right? I want to defend my people till the day I die. With my own life, if I have to. Not a problem for me. It's just who I am. But the reason why I support administrations, or the reason why I vote the way I do, is because I support Americans. Now, I don't invest with them, though. I can't, because I think everyone has their own reason. I think the greed has come to Wall Street. It's always there. The reason why Wall Street will correct, the reason why people will lose their money is because people are greedy. They're out there trying to get more than they'll ever need. Our administration included. But I don't see arrest happening. I don't see anything happening. They call out the fraud. They see it. So they expose it. Doge exposing waste and blah, blah. Who gets arrested? Nobody. So what the hell do I care, man? Apple is one of them companies. And I thank you very much, Marantz. Yeah, out of the Mag 7, Apple's the only one. Apple's the only one out of the Mag 7 that I think could survive a lot of things because they're not involved on the CapEx. Wall Street's trying to penalize them on that. Why haven't you put money in? And they always say, well, we're looking for the right partnership. No, Apple's going to do what Apple does. Apple's going to wait until the market crashes, AI collapses, and they're going to walk in and be the champions. That's what they're going to do. It's the largest recognizable brand in the world. That's what they're going to do. Marantz, what about the administration's snapping today on Anthropic? That's my whole point. Anthropic and the Pentagon were going head to head, trying to get a deal done for the government themselves. But if you're going to push out AI, if you're going to come out with this idea that we're all going to play tough, we're all going to play hardball, well, just know that if your number one customer, like I'll give you an example, Palantir. Palantir has all these government contracts, but the bulk of it comes from the U.S. government. Awesome. So all they're going to do is play ball and play the game. That's all they're going to do. But when you have a company like Anthropic, it's not going to play ball and play the game. They're not going to go with you. They're like, no, we got a good thing going. Everybody thinks they have a good thing going because it's all based off of leverage and control. This is why TikTok lasted so long until they gave up their portion. And what happens? Control. A lot of this happens this way, guys. I'm talking about investments that look like they're going to be tip top out of this world, and then everyone has to start doing side deals. Meta and AMD. There's a partnership that didn't need to happen if NVIDIA was truly the number one thing in the world. If NVIDIA is truly the one-stop shop for it all, why in the hell would Meta go to AMD? Why would Microsoft not increase CapEx, but Amazon will? Amazon has zombies at the will. Amazon does not have Jeff Bezos at the will. That's why. Not utilizing your position and your leverage with whom you are. Amazon's the largest e-commerce platform in the world, and they have valuation of almost $3 trillion. You can leverage that. What did they do? They went all in with OpenAI. They're stupid. OpenAI and OpenAI today. No, it's dumb. Anyway. There was a Yahoo's proxy war, Carl Icahn and Paulson in 2008. Yeah, I'm familiar. But remember who came out the other end on that? Paulo. Paulson began his career. Yeah, I've talked about John Paulson on the show before on Connect the Dots. I'm finally watching you live at 2:30 a.m. in the UK. Your channel has gotten me through some tough times. Only awake now as in pain. Love your show and how you explain what's going on. Rockets. Sean Walker, that means a lot to me. You'd be amazed how happy I am that about 50% of the viewership of this show is overseas. Not only over the pond, but overseas, period. And it's on all parts of the world. That just means we're going to grow that much bigger and that much faster eventually. We're laying down the foundation for what's to come for the whole world. And it's us. It's GameStop. It's our investors. Once people understand what the hell GameStop is and the way why it's tracking, they'll be too late. They're already too late. Even at $20, they're too late. They are. They're going to be too late at 30. They're going to be too late at 40 and 50 and 60. They're too late because when they buy in at 60, they're going to go ahead and sell at 100. Just remember that. And someone else will buy in at 100 and sell at 200. Just remember that. And the more buying and selling you have, the more price discovery you have. And as they all play the game of FOMO and catch up, everyone here gets to sit tight. We all do. And we all get to watch the run of our lifetimes. It's going to be S&P 500. It's going to be short squeeze. It's going to be FOMO. And it's going to be fundamentals. It's going to be the whole idea of what it is. It's really going to happen. And I'm going to be here for it. And so will you. The Meta and AMD's deal makes 0 sense, huh? I told you. Yeah, if you read it. Anyway, I gave you an extra 20 minutes there at Spade Again. Like I said, I'm very expensive date tonight. I have a house to clean with the wife. I told her I would. I told her to get around to the backyard. I got to do the whole patio. So I love you guys. You guys know that. I'm just living my life with you. Got a lot going on. Hopefully you guys admire the show as much as I do. If you guys haven't bought the book, Connect the Dots, it's the best book on Wall Street. It's going to tell you what's happening with private equity, GameStop, and why Ryan Cohen and GameStop are going to win. If you're a GameStop investor, you should own that book. If you're a guy who wants to learn about finance, you should own that book. And or if you care about other people that should learn, give them that book, because that book is this show. 4.5 years of studying and research is in that book. And now you can catch up on the show whenever you get a chance to watch. It's Marantz Rants on YouTube. Can't stop. GameStop. Won't stop. Never stop. That's exactly what we are. I'm gonna see you guys around. I have things going on, but you know where to find me if you need to find me. I'm here. I'll see you around, millionaires. Peace.